Thanks, Chairman. Mr. Stallings, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, sir.
Good. Before joining the SBA, you led Georgia's Emergency Management and Homeland Security Agency, is that right?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And for how long did you serve in that
I
capacity?
was there for 4 years, sir.
In that role, you dealt firsthand with communities hit hard by major disasters and helped help quickly?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And now you're serving as the Associate Administrator for SBA's Office of Disaster Recovery and Resilience, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
So when we're talking about whether the SBA is ready to respond to the next storm, you're probably the right guy?
I am well prepared, I would think and hope.
We would think as well.
Yes,
That's why
sir.
we invited you here. My Long Island district is a coastal one. We get hurricanes, nor'easters, and increasingly intense flooding. In August of 2024, flooding hammered my district and the small businesses there, and just a few inches of water wiped out inventory, equipment, and weeks' worth of revenue. And though when the water finally receded, many of the problems that it brought with it remained. Nationwide, my staff's research indicates that after disasters, about 25% of businesses don't reopen, and up to 90% can fail within 2 years. From your experience in emergency management, what are the make or break first steps after a disaster that determine whether a small business can make it back on their feet?
Quick turnaround of help, just getting it there quickly. One of the things that we saw, and I'm very proud of a change that we've made specific to businesses, is prior to Administrator Leffler and myself coming in and reviewing, one hurdle is that if a state wanted to request a presidential declaration and there was a request for individual assistance and a few of those other steps, none of that benefited business. But our program was waiting for a response on an individual assistance or another level of the declaration to make a determination whether we were going to make a change. I'm like a 2-year-old. I kept asking the question, why? Why are we waiting? Why? Why? I needed to know, and I could never get me an answer that made me happy. So we've changed one of our processes we just call it a phase 1 declaration now, where if there's a presidential declaration declared, we immediately will turn on business loans. There's no assistance gained by an individual or any other level of presidential declaration. Why is that important? Unlike you, sir, I grew up in a very small community, 1,100 people from McKaysville, Georgia. And if we lost a gas station or our one IGA grocery store, we were shut down. It was 30 minutes to the next place. And so as a kid, I wasn't riding a bicycle 30 minutes for eggs for my mom. I needed businesses to get back, and we felt it at that local level. We understand that if businesses close, communities are done. We can lose a few homes and have some folks move out, and that's bad for the community. That's important. But if we close gas stations and we close restaurants and we close entertainment facilities and we close the shopping centers and we close these other things and we don't get them back open soon, it doesn't take long for the community to dissolve. Folks begin to move out, and so for us, getting that back open, that is priority 1, because without those businesses, there is no community, sir.
Thanks. Before coming to Congress, I served in state and local government for quite some time. I'm especially interested when I serve here in streamlining government services. With the minute or so that I have remaining, sir, for a coastal region like Long Island, what can my state and local leaders do ahead of time to make sure that SBA can move faster at the moment such as flooding occurs the next time?
So we've been making a very concerted effort, the administrator, myself, traveling around the country as often as we can, speaking to state emergency managers, governors, their staff, doesn't matter who will listen, explaining the programs. You know, a lot of times when you hear disaster, there are certain names that automatically pop into your mind. Well, we want that to be SBA. We want folks to think about the tools and the processes we can bring. We share our business resilience guide that just gives businesses some points that they can think about, just some opportunities to develop a plan. You know, I grew up in a world where a little bit of something beat all or nothing, so a little bit of planning beats no planning at all. And so I think for us, focusing and getting folks encouraged to think about planning, you know this, I would say the greatest thing I ever heard in emergency management was the only thing more difficult than trying to prepare for it is explaining why you didn't. And so for us, we're giving businesses, leaders, community leaders, state leaders, at least the opportunity to have something to say that they tried, that they did something. And a lot of times it's just knowing our phone number, getting a hold of us so we can be a friend to help.
Thanks so much. Appreciate you being here. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you.
Gentleman yields